Senior Life Journeys presents Carol Howell's Let's Talk Dementia, a podcast designed to help caregivers find knowledge, power, hope, and smiles in their dementia caregiving journey. Welcome to Let's Talk Dementia. Here is your host, best-selling author, Carol Howell.
Welcome to Let's Talk Dementia. I'm very glad that you're here today. We have been talking for a while now about why we need to make changes in our life to prevent Alzheimer's, and I've kind of ranted and raved a little bit, but today we're going to talk about, well, what can we do to prevent it? Give me some steps, some things I can do, some actionable steps to change my life and to change the life of my family and my loved ones. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So what can we do to prevent Alzheimer's? Well, the first thing is to look at your diet. What are you eating? If you are living off of processed foods, those things that come in a box or a bag, oh yeah, we need to stop and make some changes in that. You know, they say you need to eat off the outer aisles of the grocery store, not those inner aisles where things are canned or boxed or bagged or processed. That's not the good place for you to be. Few exceptions there in that you can get dried beans there and maybe some canned beans there or green beans or tomatoes or something low salt. But even then, you're better off with fresh or frozen. I'm not too happy about the canned idea. So watching our diet, we're going to talk in more detail about that as time goes on. I'm in the process right now of learning about how to eat to improve your gut health. And oh man, I've told you before, I have an ulcer that I'm trying very hard to heal. And I am determined with the Lord's help that it's going to happen. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to take a lot of changes in my food intake, but probably not as much as for some people because I've kind of been on this track for a while. We need to exercise. We need to do strength training and aerobic exercise. Now, I mentioned in yesterday's episode that you could get in the pool, and or maybe it was the day before. Do you know that when you get in the pool with your pool noodle or your water buoys, your water weights, and you push that under the water, well, I can tell you, if I get them under my arms and I'm up and down under the water with that pool noodle or those water buoys, the water weights, my arms the next day are screaming at me because of the resistance of that water. I don't have to go to the gym and lift weights because, believe me, I don't want to do that. I don't look good doing that at all. I don't know how to do it. Don't want to do it. Oh. If you do, go for it. Go for it. Show off your muscles, you and Popeye. But I do it in the water, and I love doing that. So we want to get some aerobic activity and some strength training. It said 151 minutes a week. I don't know why it's 151 and not 150 or 152, but that's what I'm told. We need to sleep 7 to 8 hours a day. Sleep that brings about dreaming. Because see, when you're dreaming, your Roomba vacuum comes on and cleans out your brain. And I've told you this before. So we need good sleep. One of the things you can do to increase that good sleep is melatonin. I take 10 milligrams every night. My husband does too. I am not telling you to take anything. I'm telling you to check with your doctor. Just telling you what I do. I'm not a physician, but I know that melatonin is used by a lot of people. Melatonin, it starts bringing on that sleep cycle. It helps to balance things out in there so that you start getting a little bit sleepy. Might want to take it a little bit before going to bed so that it has time to do its thing so that when you lie down, you're ready to sleep. I actually take it right when I go to bed because my husband and I lay there for a half hour or more and read. And reading makes me sleepy, unfortunately. It sometimes takes forever to get through a book. But between that and my melatonin and my CBD, I go to sleep, and that's a good thing. Reduce stress levels. And you're not stressed, are you? No, you're not stressed. Yes, you are too. And I dig it. But we've got to learn to handle the stress, to reduce the stress, to avoid those people that are driving you nuts. They are not benefiting you. You are not benefiting them. You are actually hurting them because you're making them tense. They're hurting you. Avoid those people. I don't know what you got to do that. Now, if your loved one that you're caring for is making you tense, you can't avoid that. And I know it's making you tense. I know caregiving's making you tense. I remember those days, and we are living with those days. My husband specifically with his brother who has PTSD and has experienced quite a lot of problems in the last 3 or 4 weeks after a fairly significant fall. So you can't avoid that. So then what are you going to do? Well, you're going to eat right. You're going to exercise, because when you get outside or even in your living room and you're walking to that Leslie Sansone Walk Away the Pounds video on YouTube or whatever it is you're doing, you are releasing stress. And you are releasing endorphins, and those endorphins fight pain and all that good stuff. And you're sleeping. That helps to fight stress. You're taking time for yourself. Go find a rock at the park and sit on it. Just sit there and relax. Meditate. There are wonderful apps. I do an app called Abide, Abide. And it's free, and every day they send me about a 3 to 6 minute meditational session to listen to, and they talk in very soothing voices, and it's very relaxing, and it is about abiding in Christ. And I find that relaxing, and I sit back and I close my eyes and I put my fingers together, and I don't know what that's supposed to do, but I know I'm supposed to do it. My friend Sheila taught me about it one time, but I don't remember. And just breathe. And I concentrate on that kind of breathing that causes my belly to rise and not my chest to rise. Belly out, belly in. And I'm listening. I'm relaxing. I'm trying to reduce my stress level. Brain training, a few times a week. Do something that challenges you. What is it that you think, I'll never learn how to do this? Well, maybe you need to challenge your brain to learn it. One of my challenges has been learning a new way to do this show and how to load the products in the correct order. It's a challenge, folks, but I am learning how to do it. And it's very, very good feeling when you do it right, and very frustrating when you don't. But learn something new. Learning a foreign language is one of the best things you can do for your brain. Now, go for it. I'm seriously not interested in doing that. Maybe take a class. Learn a musical instrument. Learn to read music if you don't know how. Things like that. But make it something you enjoy. All right? Find out about your hormone levels. Are your hormones balanced? And I would about bet you they're not. But that's something you might want to investigate with your doctor or endocrinologist or gynecologist about balancing hormones. Got to get rid of belly fat. Now, I'm just going to tell you, when you reach a certain age, somewhere around 50, just saying, belly fat just creeps up on you. It's a nasty little thing. But what we know is belly fat equals brain damage. It is not good for us. We've got to do the right things. And do you know what leads to belly fat? Stress, inflammation. It's more than what you eat. It's what's going on in your world. I want you to practice some of the Blue Zone techniques. And my company is a Blue Zone certified organization, or some term like that. It sounds good. I've got the thing here. Let me pull it out so I can tell you exactly what it says. We are a participating organization. Blue Zones Project participating organization. And I'm very proud of that because I stand behind what they teach. And some of the things are eating with other people. Don't eat alone if you can help it. And eat at the table. Sitting around the table with a group of people, having conversation helps digestion. Go figure. You know, I've got this beautiful new table in our condo, and we seem to eat with our TV trays all the time. Bad on us. But that's something that you can do, eating with other people. And then exercising with somebody, going for a walk with somebody or with several somebodies that can help hold you accountable, but makes the time go by. My friend Shelby's at the pool with me most times, and she says when I'm not there, it just takes forever to get her time in. So think about those things. Avoid processed foods, like I said earlier. Avoid vegetable oils, refined carbs, no processed foods in your diet. All of this leads to insulin resistance Insulin resistance increases inflammation. Inflammation increases your chances of Alzheimer's. Do you see it's a bad deal? Low carb is a good thing for the brain. It maximizes brain health. But in the process, be careful that you're not loading up on high fat. We're not doing low carb, high fat. We're not eating meat and cheese and sour cream and eggs and dairy. But we might be having a high fat diet that's coming from nuts and seeds and olive oil and avocado, these kinds of things, and we're keeping those carbs down low and just seeing how many vegetables can you eat in a day. You're going to be surprised when you begin working on it and you think about what you're eating. We know that 95% is believed that 95% of Alzheimer's can be prevented because only 5% of the Alzheimer's cases are actually genetic. So that would tell us that 95% of the people diagnosed could potentially have, not had Alzheimer's, at least reduce their chances greatly by the changes we make. 99% of that risk is up to you. It just is. So let's get busy on it. There's hope. We can make a difference. So think about that when you go start grocery shopping. I think the biggest reduction in Alzheimer's is going to happen in the grocery store, because if you don't bring home ice cream, you're not going to have it to eat unless you just go out and buy it, and that's just crazy. So don't do that. So let's reduce our chances of Alzheimer's at the grocery store. Start there. Start in the organic aisle. And we're going to talk more about all of those things later. Thank you for joining me. See you next time. Bye.
Let's Talk Dementia would like to thank our sponsors, National Association of Veterans and Families. You can reach them at 800-352-2919, on the internet at www.navf.org. They speak veterans so you don't have to, and you tell them Carol sent you when you call to inquire about benefits for the veteran, the spouse of the veteran, or both. Editor Beth. You can find Ms. Beth Crosby at editorbeth.com. She is amazing at looking at what you've written and making sure it represents you well. Find her at www.editorbeth.com. And HD Imports, located on Flint Street Extension in Rock Hill, South Carolina. That's York County. 803-985-0985. They are there for the repair and maintenance of your Honda, Hyundai, Toyota, Kia. Tell them Carol sent you.
Thanks for joining us today for Carol Howell's Let's Talk Dementia. To learn more about dementia, we recommend Carol's best-selling book, also titled Let's Talk Dementia. It's available on Amazon in paperback and Kindle versions. Be sure to like Let's Talk Dementia on Facebook and leave us a kind word of review on iTunes. Remember, knowledge brings power. Power brings hope. Hope brings smiles. And we all need more smiles. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll be right here when you come back to Let's Talk Dementia.